And because this is so hot, I'm using a fetching pair of marigolds. Hi everyone, welcome to Big Friendly Grub. I hope you're safe and well. Now, first of all, apologies if you get a load of background noise in this video today. I have my windows open because it's extremely hot and also my dishwasher's going, so apologies in advance for any of that. Now, I am a big lover of cheese. I love cheese. I love all cheese. I don't think I've ever met a cheese I didn't like and get on with. Thankfully, I don't have a lactose intolerance because that would be bad times for me. I like cheese that much. But as much as I love cheese, I've never actually had a go at making it at home. So I thought I would try and rectify that today. Let's try and do something complicated for the very first time on camera because I like making things difficult for myself. But I had a look around and I had a look for recipes that didn't seem too intimidating. And in fact, homemade mozzarella doesn't seem that intimidating. It's not that complicated. It's still a little bit intimidating because it's got a lot of steps and you've got to bring things up to the right temperature and things like that, but I'm always willing to have a go on camera for you guys, because then if I absolutely mess it up, then you can learn from my mistakes. Win-win, at least for you. So making homemade mozzarella actually requires very few ingredients. What you're going to need is some milk, actually quite a lot of milk. This is whole milk. I don't think you really want to go for skimmed or semi-skimmed because you want all that lovely fat in it to be able to make that lovely mozzarella. I have got about 3 3/4 litres here. You're also going to need some citric acid because that is what you need apparently. I managed to get this on Amazon, but there are probably other places you can get hold of it as well. This is food grade stuff. Make sure you get food grade. There might be other types out there, but I made sure to get the food grade stuff. You're also going to need some rennet. This is animal rennet, so this will render the mozzarella not vegetarian or vegan, but you can get vegetarian rennet, I think, but I'm using the animal rennet because that's kind of what I've seen used in all the other recipes, and because this is my first time making it, I don't want to start doing substitutions and absolutely mess it up on the first go. And you're also going to need some salt and some water as well, and that's it, that's all you need. So I am going to have my very first attempt at making homemade mozzarella, and if it goes well, hooray, I get delicious mozzarella because it's one of my favourite cheeses. It's so versatile, brilliant on pizzas, in sandwiches, for salads, whatever you like. I love it. So hopefully I will get some lovely mozzarella out of this. And if not, then you get an entertaining video of me just absolutely messing everything up. So let's get started making our homemade mozzarella. So first of all, we just need to prepare our citric acid. I've got myself 250 millilitres of cool water here. And into this, we need to add 1.5 teaspoons of citric acid. There's 1.5. And we just need to stir that together until that citric acid has dissolved. Which it has, lovely. Then I've got another bowl with 60 millilitres of cool water in here, and to that I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of the rennet. Just stir that into there. Now with our citric acid and rennet prepared, we can now get on with the milk. So I've got myself a very large pan, so I'm just going to pour in my milk into this. There's 3 3/4 litres of milk here. As I said, it's whole milk. You don't really want to go with the skimmed or semi-skimmed stuff because you won't get great mozzarella out of that, I assume. I've never made it. With my pan full of milk, I've got to get this onto the heat now. Now I've got my milk over a medium-low heat. I'm just going to pour in my water with the citric acid in. And I'm just going to stir that in really well to make sure it's all well combined. And then I'm just going to slowly bring it up to 32 degrees C, which is 90 degrees Fahrenheit if you use Fahrenheit. And this could take a while because the milk is obviously quite cold. It's not long out of the fridge. So I'm just going to bring it up over this gentle heat, stirring it occasionally with my left hand. I am not a lefty. I've not set up this camera well. So I've got to just stand here and stir this until this comes up to 32 degrees C. So you might be able to see this is about to come up to 32 degrees C. I'm on 31.6 at the moment. This has actually been quite zen just standing here, just bringing this up to temperature. Oh, there we go, 32 degrees. That took probably about 10 minutes. Right, so I need to move this off the heat. And then I need to add in my rennet and just stir that in a figure of 8 for about 25 seconds. Then pop on the lid and leave that for about 5 to 10 minutes to let the curds and whey separate. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, so with any luck we should have had some curds form on top of this. And yet it does look like that has formed some curds on top of there. That's great. Looks like it's doing what it's supposed to. So what we're supposed to do now is get in here with a long knife and cut this into like a cross hatch section all the way down to the bottom. And this needs to go back onto the heat. Then with our curds and whey back on the heat, we need to bring this back up to about 40 degrees C. Well, not about, back up to 40 degrees C. And we've just got to very, very gently stir these at the same time. I don't want to break them up too much. Very, very gently stirring. You can see they're quite fragile. Wondering whether I should have left it for like another 5 minutes to set, but I've made a rod for my back. So I'm just going to gently move these around as much as I possibly can without breaking them up too much. Dishwasher's finished. This requires a bit of patience, but I'm enjoying it. It's like tasty, tasty science. Okay, that's hopped up to 40 degrees C. That's about 105 degrees Fahrenheit. So this comes off the heat again. So we need to drain off our curds from our whey. You can either use a sieve, but I'm going to attempt to use a cheesecloth because that's what it's for. So I'm going to pour this over the cheesecloth. This is quite fragile. Not working as well as I would hope. No! It. Right, forget the cheesecloth. I'm going to try a sieve. I worry that these curds are a little bit too fine, but I'm going to give it a go. Try and get out that excess whey from there. This is seeming a lot sloppier than what I've seen, so I might have not got this as firm as it should be the first time round. But it's a learning process. I'll transfer this into another bowl so I can strain out the rest. Right, I'm trying to get the rest of these curds out. Not in one piece, that's for sure, but I'm trying to get them out as best as I can. I think the cheesecloth would have been a lot better here, but I was just too cack-handed with it. There's probably cheesemakers out there right now just screaming at me at how poorly I'm doing this. But it's my first time, guys. Cut me a little bit of slack. I'm trying to cut myself some slack. I'm my own worst critic. Right, I drained my curds again, and I've probably got as much excess whey out of there as I'm possibly going to get without completely obliterating my curds. So I'm going to get this into this bowl. You can see that's starting to come together a bit more than it was, so that's a good sign, I think. I've just got to get in here and just try and squeeze this some more with my hands and just bring it together, and might get a bit more of that whey out. Some delightful noises coming from this. So I think I've brought that together as much as I'm going to be able to at this point. So what I need to do now is heat these up so that they actually become nice and soft and malleable, and hopefully get them into the nice, stretchy, lovely, beautiful, silky mozzarella that it should be, not this big gelatinous goo. Now there's two ways of doing that. You can do it in the microwave, but I'm using a metal bowl, so that's inadvisable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up some of the excess whey to 82 degrees C, which is 180 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I can then pour that over this and then mold this in that hot whey, and hopefully that will bring it all together, hopefully, because at the moment it's not looking very appealing. So I've got a much smaller pan over high heat here, and so I'm just going to ladle in some of this whey. There is some still bits of curds in there, but I'm going to have to just deal with that. This is going everywhere. It's because I'm using my left hand again. I should really figure out a better camera setup. I need to just stir this and bring it up to 82 degrees C. I am not making many jokes or anything in this one because, to be honest, this is quite tricky and it needs a little bit of concentration.
One eternity later.
Okay, this is now up to 82 degrees C, so I'm going to move that off the heat. And I'm going to pour that over my curds, just so it's covered. And I'm going to add in about a tablespoon's worth of salt as well to be able to season this. Then I need to get into this and start bringing it all together with my hands and make it nice and malleable and stretchy. And because this is so hot, I'm using a fetching pair of marigolds. So I'm going to try and get in here and start hopefully bringing this all together, or obliterate it. Right, I thought that was going wrong for a moment. I thought I'd completely obliterated my curds, but that's not the case. They have started to come together, so I'm going to start to stretch this and fold it over itself like 3 or 4 times. Hopefully it will come into a stretchy mozzarella. Oh yeah, that is actually starting to do what it's supposed to do. It's actually looking like a mozzarella ball. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay, okay, that is looking like mozzarella. Okay, it's actually silky. Whew. Okay, I thought that'd come together into a huge mess at first, but that's actually looking like lovely, soft, silky mozzarella. Ooh, look. I'll try and mould that together. Look at that. That's a ball of mozzarella, that is. I did it. Oh, I thought that was going horribly, horribly wrong there, and to be honest, I probably lost a lot more curds there than I thought I would. But that is looking like a ball of mozzarella. That shapes up really nicely. So I am going to preserve this in some of the whey, and then I will just then let this set up for a bit, and then I'll give it a go. I'll see how it looks. Right, while I've been cleaning up, because I made a huge mess doing that, I have had this resting in some of the whey solution so it doesn't dry out, and it looks to have held its shape quite well. That is a ball of mozzarella. Is it the best bowl of mozzarella in the world? Certainly not. But it's a ball of mozzarella nonetheless. I'm actually quite pleased with that. I was certain that I'd messed that up halfway through, but it seems to have been salvaged. But it's just not a question of how it looks, it's going to be a question of how it cuts, how it tastes overall. Let's see if I've actually managed to get some decent mozzarella out of this. I'm going to have a quick slice here. Oh, it seems to slice pretty well. Oh, yeah, that has cut pretty well. That is a really nice texture actually. That's come out quite well. Wow, okay. We have mozzarella. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. For a first go, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to get this served up with some basil and tomato. Just have a nice simple caprese salad because it is so hot today. It's too hot to have anything else. And then I'm going to give this a try and just see whether it tastes any good as well. Oh, there's a fair bit of effort, but that was satisfying. So there we go. I have assembled myself a nice little caprese salad out of my homemade mozzarella. Big ball of mozzarella on the side, just in case you forgot what we did. And that looks actually pretty decent. I won't lie, I think I made a bit of a hash of that along the way, especially when it was trying to get those curds into the bowl through that cheesecloth. Let's never mention that again. But I persevered, I managed to get through it. And in the end, I got something that looks like mozzarella. But the question is, do I have something that has the texture of mozzarella, and does it taste like mozzarella? Or have I just made a big ball of, I don't know, something? But I'm going to give it a try because it actually looks pretty good. So I'm just going to try the mozzarella by itself first, because that is the main thing I'm interested about. I don't want to mask the flavour with anything else. It's got a bit of extra virgin olive oil in it at the moment, but not much else. So let's give it a try. Let's see if this actually tastes like mozzarella. Oh, it does, you know. Oh, and it's got the right sort of texture. Oh yeah. Oh, that's quite creamy as well. Actually, that's turned out pretty well. Again, wasn't the most graceful recipe I've ever done, but it was my first time attempting it, and actually, I'm pretty happy with that. That's really tasty. I'm going to eat that other bit. That is mozzarella, 100%. Oh, I'm really happy with that. That has turned out so well. Wow, I'm really happy with that. I'm sorry, I'll just keep going on about it. But yeah, that's come out really well. Was it worth it? It was quite a lot of faff for a ball of mozzarella. I mean, to be honest, yeah, it was actually. It was really satisfying. It's not something I'm going to do every single day. It's not something I even do every single month. It's a lot of effort for a ball of mozzarella, but it's really satisfying. And if you want to have people around and go, hey, look what I did, here's a ball of mozzarella I made, they'll be really impressed. And it's just something that's quite fun to do, it's satisfying, and I think it's one of those things that you'll just get better with the more you do it. So for me, next time I do it, I will probably leave that rennet there for probably about 15 minutes, just so it's a little bit firmer for when I cut it and when I'm stirring it, because it was coming apart a bit more than I thought it would. So I'll probably do that next time, but it's a learning process and it's really satisfying to do. It's really, really satisfying. I would urge you to just give it a go. If you love mozzarella and you want to give it a go, give it a go. If you're a vegetarian, then pick up the vegetarian rennet instead of the animal rennet and give it a go. But it's really satisfying, and I would say definitely give it a try. So that's it from me this week. I am sweating buckets because it is so hot, so I'm going to go sit down, enjoy my caprese salad and just chill out. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. If you want to see me attempt making other cheeses at home, God forbid what mess I'll make with that, but let me know. I'm more than happy to try it. But for me, I'm pretty happy with my mozzarella. So I'm going to go off and enjoy it. Take care, like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that usual stuff, and I will see you next time on Big Friendly Grub. Bye. You're also going to need rennet. This is animal rennet. Hey Roko. Roko's come to say hi. What you doing? What's the matter? Wow.